that's what Lady is all about, holding each other accountable, uplifting each other, because ultimately Lady is a sisterhood. And
Goals and Gold. We have Miss Tamara here today. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
I am so good. I am actually tired because I had a long weekend, but it was really productive. And I'm actually excited to be here.
Yes, and I'm excited to have you. Thank you again. You tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Tamara. I am currently working as a universal banker. But on the side, I have a nonprofit organization called Lādē, whose mission is to basically empower and uplift women. And then I also have Lādē Magazine, which is going to launch June 2018. I am so excited about that.
Okay, so before we dive into the details, let's talk a little bit about, let's take a step back. So how did you get started and everything? You just said a nonprofit. I know, when I look... when I'm looking on the internet, I see people refer to nonprofits. They're scared of it. They're scared of the filing, the paperwork that's involved, all of that stuff. So can you talk to us a little bit about how you got started?
Sure. So Lādē came to me as an idea in Atlanta about 3 years ago. I hadn't acted upon it until I moved back up here 2 years ago in Chicago. And at the time when I thought about it, I was just at a bad place in my life. I just felt so low. My self-esteem was at an all-time low. I lacked confidence, and I didn't like feeling that way. And I had already had a daughter, and I'm like, I don't want her to, go through the things I did, feel the way that I felt. So I came up with Lādē, and basically to empower myself. If you see a quote on Lādē's page, I'm not, of course I'm trying to empower people, but I'm empowering myself. I'm really talking to myself. And, people gravitate to that and they take heed to it, and so that's all I can ask. But I started officially doing the events last year, so it's been a year that we've been hosting events, and I'm just so proud of how far we've come with Lādē.
I love that. Tell us about some of the past events that you've thrown.
So we've done a vision board party in January because we want to plan out our year. Every so often I'll check in with the girls that attended the vision board party and say, hey, how are you doing with that goal that you set in January? Just to keep up to date with them.
And holding them accountable.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what Lādē is all about, holding each other accountable, uplifting each other, because ultimately Lādē is a sisterhood. And one of our biggest events that I am really proud of was we did a self-defense class in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month back in October, and it was phenomenal. Over 100 ladies showed up to that. Awesome. Over 100 ladies showed up to that, and I was so proud because I guess, self-defense is something that we really need in our community when it comes to domestic violence, verbal, mental, spiritual abuse, and even physical abuse. So it was a good turnout, and so I wanted to start hosting that one quarterly, but we'll see. But yeah, we host different events that kind of relates to the month that we're going
nice.
with.
Okay.
And so that's pretty much our events, and I'm so happy for those.
Okay. And so I know you said that you had, kind of jumping back a little bit, you had the idea 2 years ago, but you acted on it a year ago. Was there something that was okay, now's the time to do it? Was there a pivotal moment, or anything that happened that really pushed you forward?
Well, yeah, kind of, not really. So 2 years ago, I bought the domain name, I created the website, and at first it started off as a clothing line. I wanted to sell apparel, empowerment apparel. And that's how it started. But I'm okay, no one was really buying the apparel. Like I did get some sales, but you know, it wasn't as much as I thought. And so I'm like, okay, instead of these empowerment tees, what is it that I can do to really benefit the community? And it wasn't until January of that following year where I said, okay, I need to start hosting events. I need to start getting out there instead of, you know, sitting behind a computer and, you know, just selling empowerment tees or, you know, putting little inspirational quotes. Like, it's effective, but it's not as effective as me going out there and speaking to these ladies and hosting events to, you know, bring them in and draw them in, create a relationship, and, you know, just create a bond. That way there's accountability, there's trust, and there's, you know, just a way that we can just get together and positively affect them.
We definitely need more organizations, more like-minded women. We were talking about this on the phone, like how powerful it is to have us in one, you know, like, I don't want to call it a thing, but just to have us together, period. Just to come together and share those similar thoughts. We have similar experiences already because most of us do. So yeah, I love that. Yeah. And I didn't even know that. I like the growth as well, like how you've seen, okay, you're like, I want to make a statement. Yes. But maybe t-shirts isn't the way to do that. So let's, I like that.
Yeah, because at first I just started off as social media. There was this page I used to follow called Women by Choice. Woman by Choice, and it's pretty much a women's empowerment group as well. They are huge. They have a huge following, and what drawn me to them is their inspirational quotes, like every day, you know, just little quotes that's, you know, you're a boss, and, you know, just take advantage of this day, and
just inspiring.
I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, I want to do that. I want to inspire people. And so that page actually wanted me to inspire, but instead of just being on social media, I want to get out there.
So let's talk a little bit more about the magazine itself and what it has to offer. Let's jump into that segment.
Absolutely. So Lady Magazine is an e-magazine that is going to launch its first issue June of 2018. It's going to launch at the end of June 30th. And that is pretty much an extension of Lady. So Lady Magazine is a women empowerment magazine. It is specifically for millennial women.
Yes.
So millennials 18 to 35, I mean, anybody can get the magazine, but it's specifically towards 18 to 35. And we just want to show that we're young professionals that can be successful in this world, you know, dominated by, you know, other ages. You know, we're young and we're out there. Like, there's people 18, 20, 23 with their own businesses, entrepreneurs, and I just want to showcase millennial women doing their thing. It's going to cover topics, the latest topics in travel, inspiration, career entrepreneurship, fashion, and I'm just so excited about that. I have a couple of contributing writers already, and I have different businesses that want to advertise in the magazine, so I'm just glad and grateful that I'm able to provide a platform for our millennial women to just showcase their talents, their passions, their careers, their businesses, and it's just time to take off for our millennial women.
And like we were discussing, how important it is to see that positive, like that positivity displayed as well. So we know that you're not just going to be putting people on the front cover because they have the least amount of clothes on. So if someone's going onto your website, if a young girl is going onto your website, she's going to get motivated, she's going to get inspired.
Yes.
So I love that.
Yes.
Thank you so
That's
much. We need a space like that, and especially in this climate, we have to have a platform that doesn't just talk about us, it has to be by us.
Yes.
We can't just be framed by other people all this time. Like, it can't continue to go that way. So I completely agree. I love everything you're doing. So you guys, you're always going to see the screen names, and I'm always going to say this part of the video. We have to like, share, follow, comment, subscribe, everything, okay? All of that first little list was free. I'm going to continue to remind you that it's free because it seems like people have a problem with doing that. No, we like, we share, and we comment even on the platforms that aren't as big as the World Stars, the Shade Rooms. How do you think they got that big?
We're going to get there.
Exactly. like we are all building, and we're building together. So whether or not y'all do it, we're going to get there, but we would much rather prefer it to be like on one accord so that we can do it together, because we can't sit up there by ourselves. Like it has to be, you know, all of us. So I love that idea. Thank you so much for that. We need that in today.
Yes.
So what can we expect from Lady Incorporated Total or Lady Magazine in the future? Like what are some of your endeavors that you're working on that you're super excited about?
Well, one thing that I am working on for the end of this year is a big fashion show / pop-up shop. I haven't began to work on it yet, but my goal is to have a crowd of like 300 people or more for this pop-up shop. It's going to be called Winter Wonderland.
Ooh, I like that.
And basically, it's gonna do. We're gonna do a fashion show and gonna have vendors. And since it's around Christmas time, I want the vendors to come out and give a percentage of their proceeds to a charity of our choice. So I mean that's just something that we're gonna discuss.
Okay, so you heard that, Chicagoland area vendors. Make sure you're reaching out. You're gonna get her contact information, and you're gonna see it in the bio because you should be following by now, right? Right. Okay.
A lot of people defeat themselves because they feel like they don't have the money to start a business, they don't have the willpower, because honestly it does take money to make money. However, it all starts with one step. So even if it's just taking your goals and writing down exactly what you want to do. This is what I did. I wrote exactly what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it, where I saw myself, where I saw this business going. And I just started checking off this, and it's crazy because I live and die by my planner. So when I look back at my planner and I see, okay, I accomplished everything that I wrote down. So write everything down and just check things off one by one. You need a logo made. Find some friends. Reach out to social media. Don't be afraid to drop in somebody's DMs. Because you never know, how that person is. Like, don't be afraid because, I'm pretty sure that person's looking for business. And,
Exactly.
I'm not afraid. I'm like, hey, I see that you do banners. You do an excellent job, would you be able, I have a nonprofit organization or I have, a business idea in mind. Would you be able to help me out? And who knows? You got that courage to, ask someone because, you don't ask. What's that saying? How does that saying go?
Closed mouths don't get fed. Yep,
See? So, don't be afraid to go in somebody's DMs and, they'll help you out. So, write your goals down. Reach out to people that'll help and, just go from there.
Yes, I love it.
Ladies, stay strong.
Yes.
And remember to encourage and uplift each other because there is nothing like a sisterhood. And make sure you follow me on social media. My personal is I'm Tamazing, and the business is at Such a Lady. You can go on www.foreveralade.com and you'll be able to follow me everywhere. So
Yes.
Make sure you follow me, guys. And thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you so much, Tiara, for interviewing me. It was such a pleasure coming out here and meeting you because you have such a beautiful spirit. I love exactly what you're doing with Double G Business Network. So I look forward to partnering up and just collabing and building each other up in the future.
Yes, me too. Thank you, Tamara. Like everyone always says thank you. And I'm like, no, thank y'all. Like, thank you. You guys like have the businesses. We can't come together. Like, I only had the idea, but we have to all come together.
Absolutely.
So I definitely appreciate you, and we're all doing magical things. I'm looking forward to your pop-up shop. You guys are gonna see it on Double G as well. So there's no reason for you to not attend. You'll see it promoted everywhere. So you guys just make sure you stay in tune, okay?